Hello, hello. It's time for our first Saturday of the month reading, and our special focus on the first Saturday of the month is a single card. But we start things off well with a little bit of Palo Santo and gratitude for the best that life has to offer these days. And we wait for it to catch a little bit of fire and give a little bit of smoke. That's this little bit of gift, and it smells so sweet. And for the rest life has to offer, that's what our fat sage bundle is for. Thank goodness for both of them together. That's what makes our whole life a gift. All right. We're looking for one card. We love one card. So thankful for one card. If we can just find one card to share with all the internet. Oh, friends and strangers alike. I think I found our one card. Let's see. Looks familiar. We just talked about this last week. Sometimes that happens, especially if we're not catching the meaning of a card and it shows up and people say, I've already had that one. Give me a different one. No, that's not what we do. We listen closely to the message as often as it returns. This card in a reverse position represents an opportunity. What is that opportunity? Well, sometimes I like to turn it around and look. And that's not breaking the rules. That's doing what makes sense. We have one character who covers the eyes of two others. The two inhabit the space of the character's chest or breast. There's a face here on the character. When I look at it, I see knowing, the kind of knowing that's peaceful. I remember last week when I pointed this out, I said, what are these, wings? Fire? Feathers? Maybe they're leaves. This creature seems out of the world. Unlike the other two, more mundane. They each have something in common. I see similar colors. Here. So I'm looking at three people that have something in common, even though one of them is very, very different. A lot of imagery around the head usually portrays wisdom, or a knowing, or an understanding. It comes from a spiritual place or even an emotional place. Wings or feathers can suggest like an angel, like a protector or a messenger. Because the truth is, angels were most often associated with messengers than they were protectors. There's a lot of imagery here. What does it mean to you? Look at that. There's our little time. See you next week. Bye-bye.